All right, let's jump right into it. Welcome to this explainer, where we are going to unpack the hidden trap of competitor pricing, and more importantly, figure out how you can build a vastly smarter, way more profitable revenue strategy for your property. Look, if you operate an independent hotel, you already know the daily grind of keeping tabs on the market. It's stressful. But what happens when simply watching the market turns into blindly copying it? Well, today, we are fundamentally rethinking how you value your rooms. Today's explainer is really built as a step-by-step playbook for you. We're going to quickly cover the competitor pricing trap, prioritizing ADR, analyzing your internal demand, how to avoid emotional pricing, using historical booking pace, and we'll wrap it all up with a solid GM strategy briefing.
So, Part 1, the competitor pricing trap. This is the hidden problem that's quietly destroying market margins. Let's start by defining comp set pricing. Now, you know what this is. It's the standard practice of monitoring a group of competitor hotels, looking at their room rates, their occupancy levels, their promotions, all to kind of guide your own pricing. And honestly, monitoring competitors is absolutely essential. But the real danger kicks in when you start copying those prices without actually understanding the context behind them.
It's so tempting, right? You see the hotel down the street drop their rate by $20, and your gut reaction is, oh no, we gotta match it. Dropping your rate the second a nearby hotel drops theirs feels completely logical in the heat of the moment. But the harsh reality? You are literally just initiating a race to the bottom. You end up intentionally training your guests to just wait around for discounts, which quietly damages your long-term pricing power and crushes your profit margins, even if you do actually manage to fill those rooms.
Let's move on to Section 2, prioritizing ADR over occupancy. We really need to talk about why full rooms do not always mean full pockets.
Now, this completely shatters a massive misconception in hotel management. Believe it or not, a property running at a seemingly fantastic 85% occupancy, but achieving that through aggressive discounting, can actually generate significantly less net profit than a property sitting at just 65% occupancy that held the line and maintained strict pricing discipline. Seriously, occupancy without healthy pricing is just a dangerous vanity metric. So instead of obsessing over getting heads in beds at any cost, successful independent operators focus heavily on these 4 core metrics. They look at revenue per available room, absolutely protecting their average daily rate, driving actual net profitability, and managing their channel mix to, dodge that heavy OTA dependency. Shift your focus to these core metrics and you're going to ensure sustained, long-term business health.
All right, Section 3, analyzing internal demand. It's time to look inward so we can price smarter.
Okay, before you ever even think about touching those rate controls, you've got to implement these 3 steps. Step 1, analyze your own demand patterns and seasonality. Basically, ask yourself, are we historically busy right now anyway? Step 2, review your market segmentation. Who is actually booking with you today? And Step 3, assess your remaining inventory. Looking inward at your own demand ensures that your rate is rooted in your specific business reality, not just reacting to your neighbor's sudden panic attack. Because look, every single property has its own unique DNA. Even a hotel literally sharing a parking lot with you might drop their rate because of a massive unexpected group cancellation, or maybe they have a crazy disruptive renovation going on. If you blindly copy their deeply discounted rate without knowing that context, you are slashing your own revenue for absolutely no reason. Their emergency does not have to be your emergency.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 4, avoiding emotional pricing. We need to stop the panic before it even starts. I highly recommend taking this anti-panic checklist and honestly, taping it to your revenue manager's desk. Before anyone touches the rate controls in a stressful moment, they need to stop and ask, are we just reacting blindly here? Can our cost structure even afford a rate drop and still maintain our service levels? Did that competitor just lose a huge group? Did they just desperately need short-term cash flow? Going through this quick checklist acts as a buffer and stops panic before it infects your pricing systems.
I absolutely love this quote from the strategic revenue experts at CRS Central. The real goal is understanding what is the right price for your hotel today. That is so powerful. Your job isn't to be the cheapest option in the comp set. Your job is to confidently value your own excellent guest experiences.
Moving to Section 5, historical booking pace. Let's look at how to use time and actual data to set those daily rates. By monitoring how your bookings accumulate over time, you can dictate a really confident daily rate. Think of this timeline as your early warning system. At 90 days out, just monitor your initial pace. At 30 days out, start comparing your current bookings to your historical lead times.
Are you ahead or behind where you normally are for this week? And at 7 days out, adjust based strictly on your remaining inventory, not whatever crazy flash sale a competitor is running. Use time and data, guys, not emotion.
And finally, Section 6, our GM strategy briefing. Let's talk about reclaiming your long-term market value.
So, when you successfully break the habit of competitor-driven discounting and actually implement these structured strategies, you start securing some amazing long-term advantages. You're going to see stronger ADR and RevPAR. You will enjoy much healthier net profit margins. Because you aren't stuck racing to the bottom, you significantly reduce your OTA dependency. And honestly, perhaps most importantly, you improve guest perception. By holding your rate, you elevate your brand and build total confidence in your market standing.
And this quote right here really sums up the whole shebang. Competitor pricing should guide awareness, not control your strategy. Definitely keep an eye on what the hotel down the street is charging. Be aware, but never let their cash flow anxiety dictate your data-driven revenue strategy. The best performing hotels over the long haul are rarely the cheapest ones. They price strategically based on their own true value. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. I want you to take a really hard look at your screens tomorrow morning and ask yourself, are you pricing based on your hotel's true value, or are you just reacting to the property next door? Challenge how you approach your next revenue review. Shift your focus inward, trust your data, and go reclaim your pricing power. Thanks so much for joining me for this strategic playbook, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.